Well, until today, the lack of snow this winter was a silver lining for one group of athletes in KELOLAND.
Yeah, runners were enjoying a longer season, but in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we get to know a Sioux Falls man who is training for an ultra marathon. But as Tom Hansen found out, his path to running was a winding one, full of experiences some of us can only dream of.
The steady beat, footstep after footstep. It's a calming and comfortable sound to Jeffrey LeMair. He runs for fun. Jeffrey has more than 30 marathons under his belt, including the Boston Marathon.
Some people go out and say, oh, I resolve all my problems while I'm running. It's not that easy, but what happens is you get so relaxed that then you're in you're in a non-emotional state to be able to deal with your issues.
For Jeffrey, a regular 26-mile marathon just isn't enough. He now runs ultra marathons of 50 to 100 miles.
But it's more of an adventure for me. So I want to extend the adventure, and I also want a piece of fulfillment.
During his 66 years, Jeffrey has run into his share of obstacles. The biggest came in the most unlikely place, the White House. You see, Jeffrey wasn't always a runner. Pound for pound, Jeffrey LeMair is probably the best boxer to ever come out of the state of South Dakota. Jeffrey won amateur championships, traveled the world, and met stars. His brother Greg was his trainer and coach.
Everybody, I think, that knows Jeffrey knows he was a pretty good boxer, but I don't think people fully understand how good he was.
With Greg in his corner, Jeffrey fought virtually to a draw 3 boxers who went on to become world champions. One of them was Sugar Ray Leonard, who Jeffrey fought in Denver.
It was a really, really beautiful boxing match, really close, but in the 3rd round, Jeffrey decked Sugar Ray Leonard. The first time and one of the few times Sugar Ray Leonard was ever off his feet.
Leonard went on to become an Olympic gold medalist in 1976. At the next Olympics, it was to be Jeffrey's turn. And that's how he ended up at the White House on March 21st, 1980. On that rainy day, LeMair and other top athletes in their sports were called to a meeting with President Jimmy Carter.
And he said, young man, we're not going. And that was it.
The U.S. would boycott the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow over the invasion of Afghanistan.
Gut-wrenching is pretty descriptive. I only remember that I was never so deflated in my life when I drove home. It was not only pouring rain, it was just an awful storm inside of my head and my body. I was packing some things, maybe it was later, but I was packing some really valuable mementos, world champion autograph and hand wraps and a lot of things about the boycott, correspondence from the White House. I remember taking a box as big as I could lift and throwing it in a dumpster. It was hard.
LeMair eventually left competition boxing behind. He devoted 41 years to helping troubled kids, working as a counselor and a caseworker at the Minnehaha County Juvenile Detention Center. In all those years, he never taught kids how to box, but the lessons he was taught as a boxer and his own troubled youth served him well.
Now, that's why we had a punching bag at JDC. Some people say, why do you have a punching bag? Just teach kids to fight. I say, no, I don't teach them to box, but we let them go out there and have at it and expend any negative emotions they can. Then you talk, then you counsel.
Boxing will always be a part of his life. The muscles may be a little stiffer, the movement a fraction slower, but you still would not want to be on the receiving end of one of these punches. At times in his life, Jeffrey has been a contender, a challenger, and in the eyes of those who know him best, certainly a champion.
You know, as good a fighter, as good a boxer as Jeffrey was, he's as good a human being.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Tom Hansen.
In more than 200 fights, he was never knocked out, and he credits his brother Greg for much of his success. LeMair, who turned 67 in February, is preparing for another 100-mile race in 2021. By the way, his grandkids call him Grandpa Boom Boom.
Love it. Good name. It's a good name.